So in this video, we will be talking about ratio. So bago tayo magpunta sa ratio, balikan muna natin ang mga ito. So I have here a figure and merong colored part and merong part na hindi colored. And this figure can be expressed in fraction form. So sa fraction, bibilangin lang natin kung ilan yung may colored or yung taken part. And this can be expressed as 46 hundredths. Yung 46 hundredths can also be expressed in decimal. And sinusulat natin siya ng paganito, 0.46. Ang basa dyan ay 46 hundredths. Ang figure na ito ay maaari din nating i-express in ratio form. So, ano ba ang ibig sabihin ng ratio? Alamin muna natin. Ratio is a comparison of two quantities. Halimbawa, so I have here 3 green circles and 4 yellow circles. And the ratio of green to yellow is 3:4. May 3 green, may 4 na yellow. This can be written as 3:4 using colon form. 3:4, gamit naman yung word na is to, and 3:4 in fraction form. So, balikan natin yung example natin kanina. So, we have the fraction, which is 46 hundredths. The decimal, which is also 46 hundredths. And in ratio form, kung ang pinag-uusapan natin ay yung orange squares to the total number of squares, merong orange or yung colored part, which is 46:100. Merong 100 squares. Another example. In fraction form, so this one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. 60 over 100 or 60 hundredths. In decimal form, 0.60 or it is read as 60 hundredths. And in ratio form, kung ang pinag-uusapan natin ay yung blue squares to the total number of squares, we have 60:100. Is the ratio of apples to cameras. So let us count the number of apples and the number of cameras. So we have 6:5. So we have 6 apples and 5 cameras. This one is in column form. Pwede rin natin siyang isulat ng paganito. 6:5. And pwede ring in fraction form, 6:5. Let's have another one. What is the ratio of airplanes to apples? So again, let's count the number of airplanes and the number of apples. So we have 2:6. Dalawang airplanes at 6 na apples. Pwede rin isulat ng paganito, 2:6. Or paganito, 2:6 in fraction form. Isa pa, what is the ratio of cameras to balls? Bibilangin lang ulit natin yung cameras at yung mga balls. So, ilan ba ang cameras dyan? So, we have 5:3. Merong 3 bola. So, we can write it this way, 5:3. O kaya naman ay in fraction form, 5:3. So now, let's try to answer this. There are 45 learners in a class. 20 are boys. What is the ratio of boys to girls. So again, we are looking for the ratio of boys to girls. So alamin muna natin how many boys ang meron dun sa klase at ilan yung girls. So given yung number of boys, which is yung 20. So we have 20 boys, and yung girls hindi given pero binigay kung ilan lahat yung learners. So we have 45 learners minus 20 boys. So ilan ngayon yung girls? So 45 minus 20 is 25. So we have 25 girls. So the ratio of boys to girls is 20 is to 25. So again ha, kung ano yung unang binanggit, boys muna and then girls. So 20 is to 25. Yung ratio, parang fraction, ay pwedeng i-reduce sa simplest form. So paano nire-reduce ang ratio sa simplest form? So gagamitan natin ng continuous division, and then ang kukunin natin ng GCF ng 20 and 25, which is 5. So 20 divided by 5 is 4. 25 divided by 5 is 5. Yung 4 and 5 ay wala ng common factor bukod sa 1. So meaning, ang lowest term or simplest term ay 4 is to 5. So meaning, we have 4 boys is to 5 girls. So kung i-imagine natin siya, para siyang ganito. So merong 4 boys and 5 girls. Pag nadagdagan ng 4 boys, 5 girls ulit yung madadagdag. Another 4 boys, 5 girls ulit. 4 boys, 5 girls. 4 boys, 5 girls. So ito ngayon yung 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. 20 na boys. And 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 girls. So, ang lahat, ang total sa classroom ay 45 pupils or learners. So, we mentioned a while ago that the answer here in this problem is 20 is to 5. Sorry, 20 is to 25. Pag nilowest term natin, ay magiging 4 is to 5. So, these ratios are equal. So, ang tawag natin dito ay equivalent ratios. And equivalent ratios have the same value. So, ibig sabihin, hindi nababago yung value kahit na nireduce natin sa simplest form. How will we know if two ratios are equal? So, merong tatlong paraan. So, the first one is by reducing both ratios in simplest form. So, halimbawa, yung 20 is to 25, katulad ng ginawa natin kanina, i-reduce natin sa lowest term. Ang ginamit ko ay continuous division. I-divide natin sa 5. 20 divided by 5 is 4. 25 divided by 5 is 5. Wala na silang common factor bukod sa 1. So, ang simplest form ng 20 is to 45 is, ng 20 is to 25 is 4 is to 5. Next, yung 4 is to 5 is already in its lowest form. So, pareho. 4 is to 5, 4 is to 5. So, equal yung 20 is to 25 at yung 4 is to 5. Another way is through cross multiplication. Remember kanina yung ratio ay pwedeng isulat in fraction form. So, yung 20 is to 25, pwede nating isulat ng paganto. And then yung 4 is to 5, pwede nating isulat in fraction form. And then cross multiplication. So, multiply lang natin yung 20. 20 times 5, that is 100. 25 times 4 is also 100. Pag equal yung product, ibig sabihin yung dalawang ratios are equal. So the next one is by multiplying the means and extremes. So in this equation, meron tayong means and meron tayong extremes. When we say means, ito yung inner terms. So we have means. And then yung extremes, ito yung outer terms. Ito naman yung extremes. So i-multiply natin. 25 times 4 equals 20 times 5. Para rin tayong nag-cross multiply na iba lang yung itsura. So 25 times 4 is 100. 20 times 5 is also 100. 100 is equal to 100. So meaning, itong dalawang ratios na to, 20 is to 25 at 4 is to 5, ay equal. So let's try this one. A box contains 10 blue balls and 12 red balls. What is the ratio of red to blue balls? So like what we did earlier, so kukunin muna natin yung kung ilan ba yung red at ilan yung blue. So we have 12 red balls and 10 blue balls. So the ratio of red to blue is 12 is to 10. And pwede pa nating i-reduce yung 12 is to 10 sa lowest term or sa simplest form by dividing both numbers sa kanilang GCF. So the GCF of 12 and 10 is 2. 12 divided by 2 is 6. 10 divided by 2 is 5. So the final answer now is 6 is to 5. Meaning merong 6 red balls. Sa bawat 6 red balls, merong 5 blue balls. So let's continue. So let's have this one. Our 4 is to 8 and 10 is to 20 equal. So again, as I mentioned earlier, there are 3 ways. So unahin natin yung pagkuha ng simplest form ng parehong ratio. So we have 4 is to 8. Divide natin sa GCF, which is 4. 4 divided by 4 is 1. 8 divided by 4 is 2. So ang simplest form ng 4 is to 8 ay 1 is to 2. So, ganun din ang gawin natin sa 10 is to 20. So, ang GCF ng 10 is to 20 ay 10. So, again, 10 divided by 10 is 1. 20 divided by 10 is 2. So, ang simplest form ay 1 is to 2. So, pareho sila. They are equal. So, another one is through cross multiplication. Isusulat natin yung dalawang ratio in fraction form. 4 is to 8 at saka 10 is to 20. Again, let's use cross multiplication. 20 times 4 is 80. 8 times 10 is also 80. So, they are equal. And lastly, we have the means and the extremes. So, we have 4 is to 8. Kung equal ba yan sa 10 is to 20. So, we have the means and extremes. So, 8 times 10 is equal to 4 times 20. Let's check. 8 times 10 is 80. 4 times 20 is also 80. So, they are equal. So, let's have one last example. Our 5 is to 6 and 4 is to 12 equal. So, again, we have 3 ways. The first one is by reducing both into simplest form. So 5 is to 6 is already in its simplest form kasi wala siyang common factor bukod sa 1. So simplest form na yan. We have 4 is to 12. May common factor pa yan which is 4. GCF nila ay 4. 4 divided by 4 is 1. 12 divided by 4 is 3. 1 is to 3. So 5 is to 6 and 1 is to 3, they are not equal. So, ang sagot dito is no. Pero itry ulit natin sa cross multiplication. So, we have 5 is to 6 and 4 is to 12. So, again, multiply tayo. 12 times 5 is 60. 6 times 4 is 24. So, hindi equal yung kanilang cross products. So, they are not equal. And lastly, let's try using the means and extremes. So, we have 5 is to 6. Is it equal to 4 is to 12? So, get the means and the extremes. Means is 6 times 4. That is 24. And then extremes 5 times 12, that is 60. So hindi equal. So they are not equal. 5 is to 6 and 4 is to 12, they are not equal.